everyone. So as many of you know, each year we present a Torchy Award to recognize customers who've demonstrated impactful and creative deployments of Adaptive. Wake Forest University has won the award for exceptional collaboration. You've got essentially recognized for achievement gaining widespread engagement across business stakeholders and executives in the planning process. You've got quite a diverse set of folks at Wake Forest using Adaptive. So tell us a little bit first about yourself and about the university.
Thank you. I'm Shannon Badgett, and I'm the Assistant Vice President of Budget and Financial Planning at Wake Forest University, which is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We are a small private university, well known for our standards in academics. We're actually ranked 27th by US News in national universities. We have about 5,300 undergraduate students and another 3,000 students in our graduate and professional schools. We also have a medical school that's not part of the Renova campus specifically. Employees, we have about 3,000 faculty and staff, and at any given time we could have a couple thousand student employees as well. And our annual revenue is about $500 million.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's follow the same themes here and talk a little bit. You have a great story of what life was like before Adaptive. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing and some of the challenges that you faced.
I certainly feel like we have a unique story in that, we were doing our budget on a Lotus Notes database, so not even Excel. At least Lotus Notes had a workflow, it had a web interface, but it was very slow and clunky and unreliable, and really wasn't meeting our needs. Our 5-year plans were done in Excel. Our capital plans and current year forecasts were all done in Excel. And we also did our annual salary settings. Our merit and market distributions were done in the Lotus Notes budget system, because 65% of our budget is actually tied to salaries.
Got it. Very headcount oriented. So you now have implemented Adaptive. Tell us a little bit about what does that implementation look like, who's using it, and what income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. Tell us a little bit about operationally what you're doing.
So in July of 2018, we went live with Workday HCM and Finance. And after that implementation and the announcement that Workday had purchased Adaptive Insights, we started implementing that. And I was able to roll out our current budget cycle. It was March or spring of 2019. Then after doing that, in the fall of 2019, we rolled out our 5-year plan, our current year forecast, and our capital model sheets. Currently, we're not doing the balance sheet and cash flow in Adaptive because we had just implemented another tool to do that prior to Workday purchasing Adaptive Insights. So we haven't decided to switch that over yet, but that is in our future plans. And we had about 100 users during the budget process. We anticipate there'll be more because we kept it similar to what we had in our old system, as we were not allowing them to distribute that out any further than we already had, just because of the instability of the system itself. But given the ease of use and the feedback from campus, we expect to have more distributed use of planning. And for our 5-year plans, there's less users. There's about 40, 45 users, because we do that at a summary level. So we're not doing that at the department level. We're rolling that up at a division school unit level.
You've got quite a diverse set of users. Maybe talk a little bit about what you described as kind of 2 different types of planning cycles that happen there, or methodologies for the different parts of the university.
So we have various business units. So we have a conference center. So of course they were always interested in doing a monthly plan, and we did not have the ability to do that in our prior system. So that met that need for them. We have housing, we have athletics, we have schools. We have just our normal administrative units. So it is a diverse group, and they have different needs as far as their planning. So housing, they want to see how many rooms, what type of room, what's their rates, and how that rolls up. The schools, of course, they want to look at model their tuition and FTE and various rates. And we've been able to provide that by building sheets in Adaptive to let them plan the way they want to plan.
That's great. Now, you also have differences in methodologies. Some, I think it's the university, the school departments themselves are a little more centralized in how they plan. You're a little more decentralized in some of the campus life organizations. Has that presented any unique challenges for you?
No, it's actually, it seems to work great. Campus life in particularly, I mean, they have a very diverse group within themselves. So they have campus rec, they have the police department, dean of students, or, student government budgets. And because Adaptive, the workflow is not as rigid as what we had in our prior system, anybody within the hierarchy can go in and make adjustments and do some reorgs, add positions that might be normally done at the top level. They can go in and collaborate on that while the police department's doing their budget. So it's more real time and more transparent than what we were dealing with before.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You mentioned that your EVPs and provosts have gotten more active here. Can you talk a little bit about what they're doing using Adaptive now?
Yeah, so one of the big things, I know the provost every year has to go through and look at all the salary information, and so they're doing that in Adaptive because we do budget that by person, so to get those approvals. And we have a budget committee which reviews our actually meets with all the deans and VPs during the fall or probably late winter to approve the 5-year plan and their budget guidelines. And we're using the reports from Adaptive to do that.
Yeah, fantastic. Are there any other impacts that you've seen as a result of using Adaptive overall?
Well, the budget office has picked up a lot more value added time. So our old system, it would take us 2 full months, and that's not 40-hour weeks. So a lot of hours to actually build the system, to get it loaded, to get it balanced. With Adaptive, honestly, we've not done the FY21 budget yet because of COVID, and I would be panicked right now knowing that I still had to roll out a budget system if it wasn't for Adaptive. So with Adaptive, honestly, I feel like we can roll that out within a week. So once we're given the go ahead, we can get our guideline loaded, get all the reports updated, and submit it out to users probably within a week. So that's a big change. Plus our campus, they were very dependent on us for reporting out of it. The old system, they could not do Excel downloads. So we basically, for the 5 weeks the budget was out, we were sitting by the phone waiting for requests for information, or for us to make changes to their system to add positions, to add activities, to add accounts and department combinations. So it was very centralized process and so much better now.